There's an amazing story coming out of China that I'm surprised isn't getting more coverage. Shanghai's Dragon TV uncovered a nightmare scenario at a food plant, which is an American-owned meat processing facility. Now, this probably is not surprising thus far to people, right? Because when we think of China, I mean, we've done stories before how they were selling rat meat as if it was some other kind of meat, and the regulatory system and processes over there are very lacking. Okay, so far, nothing out of the ordinary, but let me give you some of the details. Quote, the investigation uncovered the company routinely changed expiration dates on products, processed meat that was more than 7 months expired, moldy, smelly, and meat that had fallen on the floor or was otherwise contaminated. Footage also showed workers processing meat with their bare hands. Now, other than the obvious, why is this extremely concerning? Quote, the company supplies major fast food chains including McDonald's, Starbucks, Papa John's, KFC, Burger King, and Yum brands, including Pizza Hut. It is the largest processor of meats and vegetables in the world. In the world. That, ladies and gentlemen, is fucking terrifying. The largest processor of meat and vegetables in the world, they were openly selling, not openly, they were trying to hide it, but behind the scenes it was fairly open. They were selling expired meat, moldy, smelly, disgusting meat, contaminated. They weren't doing even basic protections when it comes to being sanitary, like people wearing gloves. It's fucking amazing, man. So the name of the company is Shanghai Husi Foods, and it's owned by the Illinois-based OSI Group. Wow. Now, isn't that funny? We talk about this all the time, man. What happens with a lot of companies, ever since NAFTA and GATT and the WTO and all these different free trade deals, which really just outsource good middle-class American jobs, what are they doing that for? Why are they doing that? Other than the obvious, to pay people less to do the exact same work, they also do it to escape any regulation whatsoever. They go to the places with the least amount of regulation and they get away with this garbage. Why? Because having to throw away the moldy meat might cut into your profits. You might not make as much money, or you might have a loss for a month or two. So what do? Fuck it. Sell it and make people sick, and maybe they won't connect the dots, and who cares? They're still going to come to McDonald's anyway. Wow, man, wow. Now, according to CNN, quote, while other companies that obtained meat from the factory have pulled their business, McDonald's said it will continue to do business with the supplier. How do you even do that? Again, this goes back to, I mean, we've done so many stories like this recently where people try to take a position that I didn't think it was possible to take. Like when people were arguing, well, maybe it's okay to bomb a UN school or bomb a hospital with innocent people in it when the UN warned 17 times don't bomb and there's no Hamas here. Like people actually arguing that point like it is arguable. Well, this is the same thing here. McDonald's like, no, that's okay. We're going to stick with them. We'll stick with the moldy, smelly, disgusting 7-month expired meat because we're not even going to give you a reason. We'll just fucking stick with them. What kind of a fucking world do we live in, man? Now, thankfully, get this, Chinese regulators actually shut down the place. Okay, I think this might be the first time in human history that's ever happened. Here's how you know you have a serious problem on your hands. When Chinese regulators actually regulate. Because their whole job is to not regulate. But they said, okay, yeah, we actually got to step in here. So this is an incredible story. And look, to be clear, the article didn't specify exactly where the chains are of the different Pizza Huts and McDonald's and Starbucks or whatever they named on the list here, KFC, all the different places where the meat goes. They didn't actually say, oh, it's all the places in China or Spain or the U.S. or wherever. So I don't know those details, right? But either way, it's an incredibly terrifying story, and the bottom line is this. Libertarians, you are wrong about economics. Conversation over, debate over. Because look, when they thought they could get away with it, when they thought the government wasn't looking, what did they do? Sell the moldy meat, sell the smelly meat, sell the 7-month-old expired meat, sell the rotting meat. Okay, let people deal with it with no hands. Who knows? Maybe some of them just took a shit and they didn't wash their hands. Disgusting, right? But when they thought the government wasn't looking, oh, sell it, sell it, sell it. However we make more profit, just more money, more money, more money, more money, more money. Now, what would the libertarians say? They go, yes, but you see, in a perfectly free market, well, they would sell a good product because they know that if they don't sell a good product, people will stop frequenting their business. Except, what's the problem with that line of reasoning and that argument? That would be a theory. The actual empirical reality and the fact is they did try to sell the moldy meat and the smelly meat and the disgusting 7-month-old expired meat. You don't need to have the theory. You don't need to think about it because we can look at what actually happened. When they thought the government wasn't looking, they said, all right, we're going to sell it. Fuck it. So your theory is wrong. And look, don't get me wrong, man. As I always say on about 40% of issues, I'm right there with the libertarians. I think they're 100% right on foreign policy, drugs, and a whole bunch of stuff. But when it comes to the marketplace and the economy and regulation, they're 100% wrong. And this right here proves it.